you should be doing what I'm doing because I'm making so much money. You want to be the rule, not the exception. Bro, you don't know nothing. My coach is this. That's just, you're being a I realize that I don't want to be him. Should you pay for a coach or mentor? Absolutely. Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Winners Club podcast, where even when we don't win, we learn, and learning is a form of winning. And in this episode, guys, I'm going to share with you guys a real gem. This is going to really help you guys really propel and excel in life. If you guys don't know who I am, my name is Brian Tran, the host of the show, and I got my co-host over there, PJ.
Yo, what's up, guys? How you doing?
And so the topic today, guys, because this has helped me so much in my life, and I would not be where I am today if I did not find the right mentors and the right leaders and teachers to bring me and show me the way.
Yeah.
But it's so important because especially now with Instagram and social media, who do you know, right? Who do you know is the right person that you should be following?
Yeah.
That's so important because
Especially nowadays, everybody's an expert. You know,
everybody's an expert, right?
quote unquote expert. So,
And so I want to kind of share with you guys a couple of things to think about before you go and choose a mentor. Fair enough?
let's do it, man.
All right, let's get into it.
All right. So, I want to kick it off and start going and building on this topic because it's a loaded topic. And I want to ask you first, what is that the definition of a mentor to you?
The definition of a mentor is somebody that is, they have to be caring. They have to want to help, right? Because there are a lot of people out there who are super successful, but they don't want to teach you. And there's no point in you going out there and trying to get them to teach you because they're just going to half-ass it, right?
Definitely.
So that's the first people. You got to find somebody that cares.
Mm-hmm.
You got to find somebody that is like, that they are where you want to be, but also their life has to kind of align with what you want as well, like, and what you have in your current situation. Okay. I bring up the example. I have kids now. I didn't always, but in the beginning, my mentors didn't have kids. My mentors had to evolve as I kind of changed in life, right? As certain situation changed and happened to me. So, of course, when I had kids, I got married, I had to find a mentor who was doing exceptionally well in business, but also had a wife and kid and raised them right. Right? If he's divorced, it's not a good, not a really good mentor, right? I take all their advices, but I have to kind of analyze it and put it up against what I already know and what I'm experiencing and say, will this apply? Will this work? Or will this collide and cause like a mess at home?
Yeah.
Right? So that's the main thing. I mean, we kind of just jumped right into it, but when you're looking for a mentor, I always say they have to be way more successful than you are.
Yeah.
They can't even be one step ahead. It's not enough to just be one step ahead. Because if they're only one step ahead, I mean, it's so easy. What if you just, one day you become, and you just, same level as them. I'm not saying you can't learn from them, but that's not a very effective mentor.
Of course.
Or leader, like a coach, I guess you could say. So I look for somebody who is like 6 to 10 steps ahead of me.
Yeah.
Because in that way, even if I level up, they're probably going to level up. Like, they're going to continue. There's a big enough gap to where it's going to be hard for me to catch up.
Yeah, there's always
and I don't want to catch up.
Yeah, there's going to be room to learn.
Right.
Like, consistently, so.
Like, yeah, I mean, I shouldn't. I want to be able to, if I do catch up, great, then, we're friends. But I want somebody to be so far ahead because I want to have them there to share with me all the things that I'm probably going to experience, all the problems, because they've been there. The chances are, if they're 6 steps ahead of me, they've been where I have been, and they know the next 3-4 steps, so that we're not just planning for, one move.
Yeah.
Planning for everything that we do is probably like 6-7 moves ahead.
Yeah. So a good mentor is someone who is going to plan the next 5 years with you, not just
not the next one.
Yeah.
Or not the next quarter.
Yeah.
You know? Like, hey, that's too fast. Because the thing is, I know that in business, as much as we want to grow very quickly, we want to become an overnight success, the chances are that doesn't happen very often. You want to be the rule, not the exception.
Yeah.
But if you play the game, if you play the rules, and you play the game, and you do very well, then maybe one day you will become the exception. But most people try to just hit it out of the park in like a quarter or 6 months. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I got you. So I want to start breaking this down because I know you're very passionate about mentors. You owe a lot to your mentors for, where you're at today. You preach heavy on it, mentors. So I want to break into it. How many mentors do you think a person should have? Like, should they only have one? I don't know why when I think of it, I always think somebody's referring to like one solid good one. But what is your opinion on that?
So I think you can have multiple mentors.
Yeah.
Okay. But you have to be able to analyze everything that they're saying, put it up against what you know, and see what's the best fit. Sometimes, for example, I wouldn't go to my I guess you could say my financial mentor.
Yeah.
For fitness related stuff.
Of course. Yeah.
Because that's not what he was good. He's good at. You can have multiple, but here's a problem too. When you have, some people can't have too many.
Yeah. Let's hear it. I want to hear this.
They are so easily influenced. Not a bad thing.
Yeah.
They're so coachable that when you have too many mentors and they all give you advice, you try to execute on all of them at the same time, and it just doesn't work that way sometimes.
At the same time too, like that could battle also. Like you listen to one person and you hear another person, and then you're like, maybe I'll just ask 5 more people, and then now you just have 10 probably really okay to bad to good answers. So I think asking too much opinions from people, seeking for too much advice does get a little bit cluttered.
Yeah.
What do you think?
The cool thing too is that over time, like now I'm 31 years old, and I can look back and count. I probably have 6 or 7 mentors that I can go back to when I face a certain problem. That's the cool part. Right?
Yeah.
Like you can go back and say, hey, I think you experienced this problem. What did you do? Or what do I do? Like, hey, I want to get where you are. What should I do given my situation now?
Yeah.
Right? Like there are some mentors that I have that I don't want to, I think I wanted to be that person. But then as I grew and as I evolved, I realized that I don't want to be him.
100%, yeah.
Or her. For example, my early careers, my early mentors and coaches were all real estate. How to sell 200 homes a year, how to sell 250, how to make $1 million in gross commission income. I can honestly say I don't want to do that anymore. So I still go back to them because I'm not better than them, but it's just that I'm not in that stage of wanting to sell 200 homes anymore.
Yeah.
How do I build a business that will sell 200 homes? That's probably a better equipped. And so I got new coaches.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, okay, you own 20 franchises of Keller Williams.
Yeah.
How do I do the same?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's how I would approach it.
Yeah. I think that's super important, right? Like if you're growing, you're changing.
Yeah.
Maybe you've had, like you said, a mentor that's really heavy on being like the best real estate agent.
Yeah.
So if you guys are out there to the audience, if you're in a transition and you're growing, you're leveling up, make sure that you do get a new mentor that's going to be able to get you right on the right path and that you align with. So,
and it's okay. You're going to change.
Yeah.
Not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Even caterpillars become butterflies.
Yeah.
So you have to, along the way, adjust, find new mentors, find new friends.
Yeah.
Find new groups.
Yeah. Honestly, too, I want to add something too. So
Sure.
Not all mentors need to be like face-to-face, person-to-person, even in call. I mean, you could kind of have a quote-unquote mentor that's just like off YouTube and you're just like watching them. And you treat them like they're your mentor.
Yeah.
Right? maybe in the beginning, because you don't have, the funds or the money, or I don't know, maybe you don't even have the skills to like offset, the relationship of a mentor. You could have a mentor, a YouTube mentor.
Yeah.
I said it's okay. Brian said it's okay. So,
you should always be learning. It doesn't matter where. Books are the original mentors, right?
yeah.
Autobiographies and journals. You can actually read some of the very famous and successful people and read their journals to see the problems they face, how they approached it.
Oh, that's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
I mean, like,
there's some books that are probably
that was written that way. Like the Vanderbilt book his biography was so cool because it talked about all his misfortunes. It talked about all his problems that he had to deal with and how he dealt with it.
Yeah.
Now, it would have been better if it came from his mouth, but you can still get some value out of it.
I think it's more powerful if you read it, because those are like those things that are really deep down inside you,
Yeah.
those darkness. But
I'm gonna hit that point again, though.
All right, go ahead.
With finding a mentor, I think is so important because it applied to me, and like I got some very successful people around me, but they don't have kids, and they try to share life tips and advices. And I'm like, bro, that stuff doesn't work.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it doesn't, like, when you have kids, unless you have kids, I'll be honest, unless you have kids and a marriage and stuff like that, like, it's very hard to take advice from somebody who doesn't have kids.
Yeah.
They don't know. You can have a dog, but that's completely different.
Yeah.
You know?
It's kind of disrespectful, huh?
No, it's like, dude, it's like it's different. It's you got to make sure I mean, nothing. It's not like you don't listen to it, but you got to take it, and you got to take it with kind of like a grain of salt, because it's hard to, like, you want to be balanced too.
Yeah.
At least I do. I want to be more balanced. And my wife got mad at me the day. She said, you're not balanced. I said, well, I'm not balanced all the time.
Yeah.
But I go in waves sometimes, because sometimes you got to bunker down and you got to work.
Yeah.
It's just, that's what happens when shit hits the fan in business. What are you going to do? Oh, no, not my problem. I have to, all right, like, what am I going to do? Oh, my God, I'm not going to work.
Yeah.
Like, oh, yeah, forget it.
I can't work. I got to go be.
Yeah, I got to go do this. Nah, man, when stuff hits the fan, sometimes you got to bunker down and go work. So
it is, yeah. I mean, hey, it's the part of running a business, part of entrepreneurship.
Yeah.
Right? Balance is like almost like a taboo word. Like, you could try your best at it when it comes to like business and entrepreneurship, but you're going to break a lot of like the quote unquote rules when it comes to balance.
I guess the next thing I want to talk about is, does a mentor or a coach, like, is it worth it to pay for one?
Yeah, I wanted to let's talk on that too. I got a lot of questions.
Go ahead, ask away. All right, well, let's talk about that real quick.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Like, is it okay to pay, or should you pay for a coach or mentor?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah,
you can get away with the free ones, but the problem with when they're free, you're not gonna get their full attention.
Yeah,
you'll get me when you get me.
Yeah,
and sometimes, like, you need more structure. You actually need to pay so that they, like, I meet with you once a week or once a month, and we go through it, and because it's a transaction, you might get more value out of it.
Yeah.
If it's not, like, people to pick my brain all the time, I'm not gonna sit here and actually go through your business plan.
Yeah.
Because, bro, I'm not getting paid for it. Like, I'm not gonna sit here and go through your 20-page. Somebody called me the other day.
Yeah.
They wanted me to look over an investment proposition for them. I said, bro, out of the, we're friends, so I'll jump on a call with you, a 10-minute call.
Yeah.
And we'll go through it. Like, not through the whole thing. It was 20 pages, bro. I'm like, 10 minutes. You got 10 minutes with me.
Yeah.
Here's what my experience is with this kind of situation. Here's what you should look out for. I asked a couple questions that made him think, and, like, kind of gave him some insight, and that's it. But that's free advice.
Yeah.
Okay? Had he paid me, I'm not even sure I would have taken the money, because it was kind of up, not really up my alley.
Yeah.
But it kind of was. So I said, look, I'm just going to jump on. But yeah, I mean, had he paid me, I probably would have read that 20 pages, right?
Yeah.
Because I'm paid. Now my time is getting compensated. So I'll read the 20 pages. I'll spend the 30 minutes and read it.
Of course. I mean, when it's backed by money, like, you have an obligation to serve. And money does come a long way. So you agree. You think it's okay to...
Dude, I pay for a lot. I spent... How much I spent last year? Probably not six, little shy of 6 figures on coaching and programming and mastermind. This year will probably be 6 figures.
Yeah.
We'll probably break $100,000 in coaching and training.
Yeah.
For sure.
Gotcha. So guys, don't be afraid to really spend some money. And I mean, Brian's talking over here about 6 figures, but it's not always about.
You can be at $500 a month,
yeah,
$1,000 a month, or a course.
Yeah. Granted, you've been doing it for a long
mastermind.
time too.
Yeah.
So, you're at the spot where you can level up your mentorship, where you should, as you should.
Yeah.
Right. But in the beginning, $100 for, I don't know what it is you're trying to get into, but there is stuff for $100. There is stuff for like $1,000. I think $1,000 is like the sweet spot in the beginning for sure, where it's like, it's enough that you're like, oh, that's kind of a lot of money, but I better be able to make double, triple that. So
a good mentor, a good coach actually brings you into their network.
Yeah.
And that guys is worth way more than sometimes just even the conversation that you're paying this coach for.
Yeah, that's
they can tap you in and get you connected with some key players that will automatically 10x your business.
Yeah. I mean, even like
Game
the
changer.
Ryan Pineda event that we went to, I mean, I'm pretty sure you met a lot of people that you could potentially do business with in the future, or just good connects, good contacts where you could learn, and
Exactly.
That's priceless, right?
Yep.
But
Fire some questions.
I want to ask the question too, right? So you're looking for a mentor, right? How do you know who's the mentor to choose? I know you said make sure that you align with them and they have the life that you want, but how do you really go behind all the smoke and mirrors and find the right one at the end of the day?
Sometimes you're literally, you have to have blind faith.
Mm-hmm.
There's that sense when it comes to looking for the mentor.
Yeah.
But the easiest would be, normally, like for example, I was in real estate.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard to lie.
Yeah.
Like, you say you make this, I go on Zillow.
Yeah.
You didn't sell jack squat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The other thing that you can do is, especially when it's a paid coaching.
Yeah.
You say, hey, can I hear some of your students?
Mm-hmm.
Can I call some of your students or call some of your clients to kind of figure out if they're the real deal or what am I going to be learning? So that's kind of what it is.
That's a good one too.
Yeah,
that's a good one too. Probably,
but the problem with these online gurus, that's a different story. That's hard.
Yeah, it is really tough. It really is tough. I think maybe because there's FBA, there's Shopify, there's dropshipping. If you're probably to join anybody, you probably would want to join the person who's been doing it the longest.
Yeah,
you probably wouldn't, despite if it's cheaper. You probably wouldn't want to do the newest guy. There's probably exceptions to that because people are blowing up nowadays. But I would say just do your research. Look at the people who have actually done something. They've built the business, they have it, and go with that. So that's my advice.
Yeah, good. What other questions?
Awesome, cool. So let's go dive in on this question that I wanted to ask you. We're a little bit shy of 7 minutes before we ending, but I want to wrap up with this question. So let's say you have a mentor and you have one or two for maybe the specific area that you're in, whether it's you mentioned financial, fitness, health, and then you have business and stuff, right? You have one for every single one of that. Does that mean that, say you go to a networking event or somebody who's in the same industry is trying to give you advice, should you completely decline their information?
No.
Or should
No, because if you do
that?
That's being arrogant. That's thinking that you're on top of the mountain, thinking you're the best.
Mm-hmm.
You see, the thing is that the best business people, granted, I'm never put in a situation where, I wouldn't go to a ball game and have people talk to me about that, I guess, unless I'm with that person. But actually, that's a bad example. Let me think of I wouldn't go to a gentleman's club.
Okay, yeah,
right? That's really extreme, right?
Okay, yeah.
But a gentleman's club and then get advice from somebody there.
Okay, yeah.
I'd probably have to vet it a little bit more because then if I'm there, I'm like, guys, what are we doing here?
Yeah. But say you went to a business convention, a fix and flip convention.
Yeah, no, so you got to listen to it all. Granted, with the grain of salt.
Okay.
Okay? But I think people who are arrogant, they automatically shut off. Like, nope,
Yeah.
bad.
I got a mentor already.
Nope,
Don't worry.
Yeah, but don't need to hear that.
Yeah.
But you got to sit there and you maybe get evaluated, and that's where I said before, like, you got to think about it and talk about amongst yourself and say, okay, he said this, but my coach said that, which makes more sense.
Yeah.
And then I'd probably do a little bit of digging and be like, okay, well, can you tell me a little bit more about your business? Like, how many, I don't know, let's just say he's flipping homes and he's giving me advice. I love it all. I listen to everything. I'm like, oh, that's good stuff. And if I can apply it, I'll apply it.
Yeah.
See, that's the difference. Like, you never know who you're going to learn from.
Yeah.
But then again, also, if like I'm new and I'm starting out and that guy's only flipped 20 homes, but my coach flipped 150 homes, I'd probably like, okay, take that and then go back to my coach or my mentor and say, hey, this guy said this. Like, what's your take on this?
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. But rather than being in the moment and saying, bro, you don't know nothing. My coach is this. You know, like that's just
definitely.
Yeah, you're being a dick.
Definitely.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
That's just like
You're thinking you're the shit.
that's like the entitlement, right? It's like,
Yeah.
I got a coach now. Like, don't talk to me.
And that's
you know?
well, and also like that's what happens with like a lot of arrogant people. Like some people, especially during like the 2020, 2021, like when everybody was making money and they thought they were the crap.
Yeah.
They were like, oh man, like you should be doing what I'm doing
Yeah.
because I'm making so much money.
Yeah.
And granted, yeah, they did it in the moment, but right now their business is, most of those guys are probably out of business.
Yeah.
But the guy that was a little bit more conservative was telling me like, hey, don't overextend yourself. Look,
Yeah.
granted, you are making a lot of money, but you know, you don't want to be caught exposed.
Yeah.
And that's what happened with a lot of people,
Yeah.
right? Like if I could flip a house and make 100,000, why don't I flip
Yeah.
30 homes at one time?
Yeah.
Well, if you got the bankroll for it, I say absolutely do it. But most people weren't. The thing about real estate, you can leverage everything.
Mm-hmm.
And now I know some people who ain't driving Lambos no more.
Yeah.
They ain't driving nothing.
Yeah.
You know, they lost a lot of stuff. So be careful.
Yeah. You know, granted,
Listen, think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Go run it across a couple more people.
Yeah.
To see if it's legit information.
What I'm really like taking away from what you're saying is to always be a student.
Yeah.
Right. Despite, you know, you got mentors, you have people to learn from, but you know, you never know who could really help you in this game, right? Always be a student, never think you're on top, and it'll go a long way for your success.
Yeah, and you can learn from everybody.
Exactly, right?
You can learn from somebody new
It
because
could potentially be your new mentor that you're
even like
dissing, you know? 'Cause-
like a young person. You don't
Yeah.
know just because you look at him like, oh, this guy's young or he's
Yeah.
just coming up.
yeah.
Like he doesn't know anything. No, man. Like, you know, I don't shut nobody down. I don't ever talk badly about anybody. Like, look, I love it. I'll take it. I'll listen to it. I'll interpret it. I'll see if it applies. But most of the time, I'm like, okay. Once I cross-reference it with a couple people and they tell me, nah, you can't do that. And here's why.
Yeah.
So I'm like, all right, cool.
Yeah. But you did the work.
But
too.
I wouldn't shut the guy down. I'm like, yeah, okay.
Yeah, for sure.
Unless I really know that what the advice he's giving is wrong, then I'll maybe like challenge him,
Yeah.
challenge them, or he or she.
Or you'll help them and you'll be
Yeah,
like, oh,
something like
I
that. Like,
think,
hey,
you know.
have you ever thought about if you did that, this would happen?
Yeah.
You know, just something like that.
For sure. Well, let's wrap this up, Brian. What's your last message to everybody?
And
about,
just
you know-
don't be afraid. Go out there and put your ego aside. Find somebody who can really help you, because they will allow you to skip a lot of help you foresee a lot of problems. And that's what life is. Life is about making a series of decisions that will lead you further and further ahead.
Yeah.
And so if you find the right mentor, they'll tell you which decision that you should say yes to and which decision you should say no to help avoid some of the road bumps along life.
Yeah. So also too, I want to add, you know, when finding your mentor, I think there's a lot of creative ways to find your mentor, and possibly like you could even get paid. Just like how Sean Cali, like our good friend, you know, with his story of how he wanted to become a wholesaler and a flipper, you know, he started working as an office job, right?
He worked for free for the guy, I think, basically.
Yeah, he worked for free
to learn.
right? And he did like some grunt work, and now, you know, he's running his own wholesale business. So there's always ways to be able to squeeze yourself into a position where you can be mentored. It's kind of a little bit untraditional, but those are like the secret sauces, in my opinion.
Dope. Hope you guys got some value out of this podcast. Leave us a 5-star review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts. And if you guys can share this with somebody who needs to hear this message, please do. Thank you guys. We'll catch you guys in the next one.
Peace.